Sam, when you see something like what happened today with Keith out there, I mean, how hard is it to get through practice? And I mean, your initial reaction to something like that happened.
Yeah, I mean, we were all praying for him out there, and I mean, I'm sure we'll see him. But yeah, it's a sad part about our game. I think, we got to do a lot better job of taking care of each other out here, and I think, you know, yeah, it was just a sad thing to see, and it was a hard lesson that we learned today. But you hate to see that for anyone.
Best you can tell, did you see what happened as far as on the play itself?
I didn't really see a ton. I just saw him get his legs taken out from under him, which is obviously not something you want to do at practice.
Sam, you mentioned a hard lesson being learned out there today. What is the lesson?
Just take care of each other. I mean, you want to compete, you want to play hard, but at the same time, you just take care of each other. It's practice. We're on the same team, and we do for the most part. I mean, obviously, whoever it was, I didn't even see who hit him, but whoever it was, I mean, they had no ill intent. You know what I mean? It's just a bang play, and it sucks for Keith. Because he's from what I've understood, he's had some injuries in the past, and just praying that he gets back as soon as possible.
Sam, how do you feel about the playmakers and the receivers you have around here in Carolina?
Yeah, I mean, we got a ton of them. It's really good to see everyone come out here and play so hard. Not just the receivers, not just the tight ends and running backs, but the O-line. I mean, the work that the line has put in throughout, not even OTAs, but throughout training camp has been amazing.
Do you feel your play has kind of evolved as now you're in pads and you've had a little bit more comfort level when it comes to just having the playbook memorized?
Yeah. I mean, it's coming along. Just learning every day. I think that's the main thing is coming out here competing and learning from mistakes and taking what I do well and just remembering that and just continuing to compete. I think that's the biggest thing: compete and then learn from it in the film room and take the coaching.
Hey, can we pause for 1 second? Can the writers, y'all take one step back? Just give them a little bit. Thank you very much.
Sam.
On the other side as well, if y'all take one step back, please. Thank you.
Matt said that it looked like the early signs on Keith were positive.
Mm-hmm.
And did you get a chance to talk to him? I know a lot of y'all gathered around him.
Yeah, I mean, the whole team was around him. We were giving him his space, but yeah, I didn't get to say anything to him.
You talked about learning from mistakes yesterday with a couple of interceptions.
Uh-huh.
Darnold said, you were the least concerned, but what were you able to take from that? What did you see and what did you learn from that?
Yeah, I think, out here in practice, you are going to make mistakes. That's part of it. There's no excuses to be made for it, obviously. And when you mess up, you just say, hey, it was my bad. And you learn from it and grow. And that's what I'm doing. I'm coming out here, I'm playing hard, I'm competing, and then, learning from it in the film room.
When he said something like that, I mean, he said, looking back at yesterday's tape, and you were the least of the problems. Does he circle back and tell you to kind of affirm what you did, or kind of make sure everybody's on the same page?
Yeah, 100%. He's making sure that, we're correcting the mistakes and we're learning from it.
What have you been most pleased with after your first week here personally, and what do you think is your biggest challenge?
Yeah, it's really nice, honestly, being here in camp, being able to spend a ton of time with my teammates, not having, any distractions. And, once everything's done, whether we're at lunch, team meetings, after meetings are done at night, just getting to hang with everyone. I mean, that's honestly the best part of this thing. Practicing and all that's fun, but we would be doing that anyways back at home. So, it's awesome just to be able to come out here and spend time with each other. And then, I mean, the hardest thing for me is just, being consistent in practice. I think that's it. Coming out here with the right attitude and making sure that, I'm dialed in terms of, my protections, concepts, what the defense is doing. So I got to make sure that I'm on my P's and Q's and go from there.
Sam, did Matt ask you about continuing practice today? What your thoughts were on that?
Yeah, he came to a few of us, just asked, what the mood was like, if we wanted to keep practicing, and I mean, it was kind of a weird mood for sure, but you know, I think the right decision was to, you know, give us a couple minutes. We had a little break there, and then we were able to move on and keep practicing.
Is that hard to kind of get back in that mindset of?
It is, I think, for the first player too, and then you just kind of get rolling. You know, the interesting part about football is it's part of the game, unfortunately, you know. So during a game, you know, hopefully this never happens, but if someone goes down like that, you got to keep playing. And, you know, that's just part of it. And, you know, I thought, you know, our team did a good job. I mean, getting a little rest and taking a breather for a couple minutes after that, but then getting back on the field and competing.
Sam, the eBay was the guy who made the hit, and he has been waived. They've cut him, so I just wondered your reaction to that.
Yeah, that's the first I've heard of it.
I mean, is that appropriate given what happened?
You know, that's not my judgment to make that decision. But that's all I'm going to say about that.
What message does it send to the team, then?
You know, we're, like I said before, guys, I think all of us are just going to keep competing. But you obviously you gotta play safe and keep each other up.
Sam, when you say, you know, you kind of answered this, but when you say, you know, you have to do a better job of protecting each other during a practice, what does that actually look like?
Yeah, just staying off the ground.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, if, you know, some periods might be live, some periods might be thud. I think live periods, it's, you know, tackle football and we're going. You know, other periods when it's thud, we just got to stay up and protect each other.
Was that a bad period at that time?
No, it was just, I think it was thud. Honestly, don't remember, because as a quarterback, you know, you're not getting touched or tackled or anything, but yeah, I'm not sure, honestly.
Sam, early thoughts on the weapons you're throwing to? I mean, DJ, Robbie, and
Yeah.
Terrace. I mean, it looks like a young player. Just, I wonder if you can kind of go through your receivers and your thoughts on throwing those guys.
Yeah, got a great skill group, you know, Robbie, DJ, Terrace, you know, all the guys, tight ends as well, but obviously running backs. But, I mean, all the guys, all the skill players are making splash plays out here, and that's what we need them to do.
What do you think about Terrace in particular?
Yeah, he's been doing a great job. You know, he's got to keep grinding. He's been doing a great job, you know, in terms of learning the plays, you know, getting in the training room, whatever he needs to get done on his body. He's been doing a great job there. You just got to keep it up, stay consistent.